The only way to learn is to talk.
Can you tell me where the television is in your house? I don't mean which room is it in. I mean whereabouts in the room is your television. If you can tell me, then you're using prepositions of place, and that's the subject that we are going to be talking about in today's video. Prepositions are part of the SELT examination that you will need to pass if you're looking to get a UKVI settlement visa to come to the UK. Hi, I'm Ed Anguish from Speak English with Ed, where we give tips, tricks, help and information to ESOL speakers who are trying to pass the SELT examinations. So this is the place for you if you're looking to pass one of these tests. So let's get straight into today's video and look at prepositions of place. What are prepositions? Well, they're little words or phrases that show time, direction or place, location of a noun. And today we're just going to be looking at place, prepositions of place. Prepositions of place show where it is, whereabouts it is. That's why I asked you, can you tell me where your television is? Prepositions are all about locations. They're all about where one thing is in relation to other things, to another thing, to something else. So here we've got a photograph of a cat. It's quite a contented looking cat. It looks nice and happy and looks nice and warm and cosy. And he's on a mat. The cat is on a mat. The word on is the preposition in this sentence because it's giving us the relationship between the subject to the sentence, which is the cat, and the object to the sentence, which is the mat. That's the thing that we're talking about, and it's giving that relationship between. Now, if you're not quite sure what the subject and the object of a sentence is, well then check out the playlist that's above the screen at the moment. It's a playlist about personal pronouns, and it explains the difference between subject and object in a sentence as well. So the cat is on the mat, and on is the preposition in this sentence. So let's have a look at some examples. Here we've got a table and a room. Now, before we start, if you haven't already subscribed, just hit the subscribe button just below this video. That way and ring the bell, because that way you won't miss out on any future videos that we release. So we've got a table and we've got a room. Two things, a table and a room. Well, the table in this case is in a room. The table is in a room. It's inside. Right? You've got outsides to a room, you've got insides to a room, and the table is inside the room. So we've still got the table, but we've also got a dog. But can you tell me where the dog is? Well, the dog is sitting on the table. It's in contact with the table. It's on top of the table. So it's on the table. That's the relationship. The preposition for the dog, between the dog and the table, is on. And the preposition between the table and the room is in. The dog is also in the room. The dog and the table are in the room. And the next one is this. The dog is in a different position now. So do you know where the dog is now? Do you know where the dog is? Well, the dog is under the table. It's gone from being on it here to being under the table. It's underneath. The dog is under the table. So in this image, there's a box. So where is the box? Can you tell me where the box is? We know where the dog is because I can see the dog, it's under the table. But where is the box? Well, the box is on the table. just the same as the dog was earlier on. The box is on the table. It's on top of the table and it's in contact with the table, so it's on the table. The dog has moved, so where is the dog? Well, what's the preposition that goes in here? The dog is something, the table. Well, it's on the table. The dog is on the table. But there's also a box. So where is the dog in relation to the box? Whereabouts is the dog in relation to the box? So what we're going to say, the dog is on the table, something, the box. Well, we're going to say the dog is next to the box. So the preposition here is next to. It's next to the box, right? And now the dog has moved. So where is he now? He's not next to the box anymore. He's moved. So where is he? Well, the dog is in front of the box, because I can see the dog and he's sitting in front. He's nearer to me than the box, so it is in front of the box. The dog is nearer to you than the box is, so it's in front of the box. Okay. And now he's not. The box is nearer to you than the dog, so the dog is now behind the box. He's gone behind. He's gone the other side of the box. So the preposition there was behind. But now the dog isn't next to the box, and it isn't behind the box, and he's not in front of the box. So where is the dog now? He's on the table. The dog's up on the table. But where is it in relation to the box? Well, now he's in the box. He's inside. He's in the box. He's not outside anymore. He's inside the box. So the dog is on the table in the box. But there's only one thing wrong with that sentence. It's confusing. I don't know what it's really telling me. Because when I read this sentence, it's telling me the dog is on the table in the box. So it's saying to me that the table is in the box. So we need to really rearrange this sentence around a little bit to make it understandable a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the dog is in the box on the table. So the dog is in the box. Start at the centre with the dog and then work out. So if we start at the centre, we've got the dog, and the dog is, first thing is in the box, right? And then on the table. The box is on the table. So we're starting with the dog in the box on the table, and that's better. But we've also got a room in here as well, a room to play. So what are we going to put in here? The dog is in the box on the table, and if you remember right from the beginning, what did we say? The table is in the room. So the dog is in the box on the table in the room. So start with the subject and work out when you're putting these in order. Where is the dog now? We've not got a box, so he's not in the box. The box is gone. He's not under the table. He's not on the table. He's not in contact with the table, so he's not on it. And he's not under it. He's not by the side of it. He's not in front of it, and he's not behind it. So where is the dog? Well, the dog is above the table. The dog is above the table. My hand is above the microphone here, so it's above. Right, so what we're going to do now is just have a recap of everything that we've seen so far. We started off right at the beginning by saying that there's a room and a table, and the table is in the room. There's an outside to a room, there's an inside to a room, but the table is in the room. The next one was with the dog. Now the dog was introduced, and the dog is in this one is on the table because it's actually in contact with the table. It wasn't above it like we saw it in the last one. It's on the table, sitting on the table, in contact with it. And this one is now under the table because the table is here, and this is on the table, and this is under the table. So we would say under the table. Then we introduced a box. We put a box into the mix. So we've now got 4 items. There's the room, there's the table, there's the box, and there's the dog. So we were talking about the relationship between the dog and the box. And the dog is next to the box. The dog in this one is next to. That's the preposition. Dog is next to the box. So now we've got the dog in front of the box because the dog is nearer to you than the box. So it's in front of. The dog is nearer you, so it's in front of the box. But in this case, the box is nearer you than the dog. So the dog is now behind the box. The dog is behind the box. And now the dog is in the box. Just the same as the table is in the room, the dog is in the box. And finally, we saw that the dog was above the table. He's not on the table because he's not sitting, he's not got contact with the table. He's not in the table because you cannot put anything in a table. There isn't an inside to a table. And he isn't underneath, and he's not behind it or in front of it or next to it or anything. So he's above the table. The dog is above the table. So they're the 7 different prepositions that we've got here for place that we're using here. There's more, but we're using 7 here. We're using in twice. We've got the table in the room, and we've got the dog in the box. So we're using that one twice, but otherwise there are 7. So we've got 1 is in the room. The table is in the room, and the dog is on the table. Then the dog is under the table, and the dog was next to the box. We put a box on, and the dog is next to the box. Then we got the dog is in front of the box, and then behind the box, and then in the box, and then finally the dog is above the table. Not the box, the table is above the table. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to just have a little bit of a quiz. We're going to have a quiz here. We're going to give these each one of these an initial, and we've put the preposition in blue so you can see what the preposition is. We've got in the room, we've got on the table, under the table, next to the box, we've got in front of the box, and we've got behind the box as well. We've got in the box, and we've got above the table. So we've got all these. We've got in twice, as I mentioned earlier. We've got in the room, and we've got in the box. This in isn't an in, it's just in front of. So it's in front of. It's not inside, right? Understand that's a different in. It's an in front. This would refer to just inside. So we're going to jumble these up, mix them all up. So we've got them in A, B, C, D, E order now, right through to H. And we're going to give the images numbers. So the numbers have got numbers 1 to 8. And what I want you to do is stop the video and write down the list here. A, next to the box. B, behind the box, all the way right down to H. Right? Write those down in your book, and then I want you to put the number of the image that corresponds to the preposition at the side of it. When you've done that, start the video again, and we'll check and see how you've done, see how well you've done. So pause the video now and come back when you've finished. Right, so you're back. Well done. Okay, how did you get on? Did you do well? Good. Okay, let's have a look and see. So what we've got here is number one. Oops, I've got my pens scraping away. Number one, this one. He went to D. So if you put number one at the side of D, the table in the room, then you did well. You got that one right. Well done. Congratulations. Number two here. Number two went to H. Number two, the dog is on the table. Number two, the dog is on the table. How did you do? Good? Good. Number three is under the table. The dog here is underneath the table. Here's the table. He's gone underneath the table. He's under the table. So number four, the dog is next to the box. Next to the box went to A. And number five went to C. The dog is in front of the box on this one. So number six, where's the dog? Well, the dog, number six, is B, behind the box. The dog is behind the box. So if you put behind the box, number six, to B, then you did well. So number seven is inside the box, is in the box. This is an in, and it's number G, it's G. It went to the letter G. And number eight, well, there's only one left for that, and that's F. So F is above the table. So how did you do? A was number 4. B was number 6. C was number 5. D was number 1. E, number 3. F, number 8. G was 7. And H was number 2. Great stuff. I'm sure you did well. I know you did well. I can feel it that you did really well. I'm pleased. So that's prepositions of place. I need to understand that these are important because they are part of your examinations. You will be tested for these. You'll be shown something like a picture, an image, a drawing, or a photograph, some sort of image. And there'll be various things in this. It could be an image of a sitting room, or it could be a park, it could be a shopping centre, it could be your kitchen, it could be anywhere, but you'll be shown an image and there will be various things in this image, and you will be asked, where is such a thing? Something like, let me say, where is the picture of the flowers? And you will need to say something wherever it is. Look, see where it is, and then you will say, oh, it's on the wall next to the mirror, or it's above the window, wherever it is. Or say, where's the fridge? Where is the fridge in this room? And you'll have a look and you'll see and you'll recognise the fridge, and you will say, well, the fridge is next to the washing machine. So you will need to understand these prepositions of place. And I hope this video has helped you to understand how to use prepositions of place. If it did, please give us a thumbs up. It all helps. And if you haven't yet, as I mentioned earlier, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications so that you don't miss any future videos that we release. So with that in mind, I want to say, please stay safe, take care, and practice, practice, practice. Bye.